Hi everybody, it's Susannah from Always Angelic Aspialis. I'm doing my vlog. I'm doing my vlog slash video for Thursday, and today's topic is Curious Question Thursday, and I have a very special guest.
Hi, my name is Charlotte. I have a YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, and what I'll do is I'll link her links down in the description or down in the comment, just somewhere public, so people want to follow her, that's going to be the place to go. And today's 10-minute max video is going to be about kind of like a mukbang too. We got Maccas.
Yes, we've got Maccas. I've got an ice cream and chips.
Oh, I love your... Sorry, I'm just going to zoom in.
It's like rainbow.
Oh, I love that. Sorry, my camera angles... Sorry, there's a bit noisy because people are being a bit psycho. My angles aren't the best. It's because I'm not great at filming close-ups. But there we go. And so, yes. So sorry about rambling on. This is a little bit of a off-the-cuff, raw, real vlog just for this day. So, Charlotte, did you have a question you wanted to ask me?
How do you prepare for an interview as an autistic person?
That's a great question, and my answer is depends on the job, depends on the interview. I try and prep myself, I try and do some sort of interview training with myself. I might practice some questions, like I might get my mum or my sister or someone to just kind of do some like interviewing for me, and I kind of have a mock interview. That's one way. That's one strategy I often do. Sorry if I'm a bit all over the place, I'm a bit tired, a bit sensory overload. What else? I look up the company, their mission, their goals, a snapshot of them. I might even like search up who's interviewing me to kind of know their background, maybe even know their personality. I try not to prepare too much, just because you can't, because an interview can be unpredictable. It may be so different to what I actually expect on the day. I don't know the questions they're going to ask. Also, I never ever have had reasonable adjustments for an interview. I know I can, but I've never had that done in an interview, just because it's just never happened, and I'm not up to that stage where I feel confident doing reasonable adjustments. I would in the future, but honestly it would depend on the job and the company. So that's what I would do. And Charlotte, what would you do as an autistic? How would you prepare for an interview?
I think it definitely depends on the company and how they want to interview you. But yeah, I'd say look up the company that you're going to be working with and see if your views align with them, and definitely do a lot of research into like what the company is. I can tell you, when I went for my interview at my place of work, they printed out the interview questions for me. Like, I didn't even have to ask, they printed out the interview questions for me so that I could have a look, and it was just a very casual kind of interview, which was very good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd just say, yeah, do your research and practice a little bit, but also be yourself and be natural as well, which is very hard to do.
Yes, and I find being natural in an interview and just in the whole job preparation can be very, very hard. Like, I've done maybe in my life 100 interviews total, like, even interviews when I was in high school. And, a lot of jobs I don't get, like the majority of jobs I go for I don't get. Even now, the majority of jobs that I go for or I apply for I don't get either, even though I do have a diploma or I do have qualifications. Sometimes I just don't get the job. But I really, really relate to your point about being yourself. I think it is important to be yourself in an interview. Like, for example, my most recent interview, this was a couple of weeks ago, was interesting because I actually was myself. I didn't mask. I tried to minimize the autistic masking, and that was very hard. I did look away at the camera a few times because naturally I don't look at the camera the entire time. I sometimes look away. I kind of... Oh, sorry, hang on. I do this thing where I often have to be in deep thought, and I just have to think really hard, and sometimes I might say, this is something I might say, yes, it's a really good question, but however, or I might say, and what's the word? And that gives me some time to kind of think of the thing I'm trying to think of. So that's really important, and that really helps. And I suppose for autistics it can be really hard. I've heard the whole interview process, the whole job hunting process can be really hard, really stressful. If you don't get the job, it's rejection. I've been rejected from jobs I really wanted, and I was heartbroken. I was, in a way, really depressed. And I know autistics can feel emotions maybe more extremely or more intensely than non-autistics, and in my experience that's true just from talking to a lot of people and a lot of non-autistics. And it's not bad having those deep feelings and those deep reactions, but it can be harder emotionally, spiritually, socially being autistic in these situations. But I definitely say don't give up. It's really important to don't give up in these circumstances, because I think it's really important to try again and again and again, especially when it comes to jobs, and especially because jobs might be hard to get nowadays, because it's post-COVID, there might be inflation, and it's really important to just don't give up. And I even say that on my channel for non-job related posts. Don't give up. Keep on going at it, because there have been so many times where I thought, oh my god, I'm going to have to give up, especially when it comes to things like driving, job interviews, making friends. But yeah, definitely don't give up. That's one of the main things. So I'm going to try and wrap up this conversation just so it gets before 10 minutes. So Charlotte, do you have any last words about this topic?
Yeah, I think just be yourself and don't be too hard on yourself if you don't get it, because a lot of people don't get the jobs that they want, even the most qualified people. It just depends on the company, and it depends what they're looking for. Yeah, but just treasure others and be yourself.
Yeah, I definitely say be yourself as well. And I'm trying to wrap up this conversation, but I've got so many thoughts I want to say. I suppose, it's also okay to mourn and cry if you don't get the job you want. I've definitely cried over jobs I thought I'd get, and then I get feedback saying I didn't get it, and it's very, very hard. And there is a kind of sense of loss and mourning when it comes to jobs, and especially if it's your dream job, because there have been circumstances where I thought I'd get my dream job and I didn't, and obviously have a good cry. And it's okay to definitely have those feelings as well, and definitely don't bottle it up, because I have bottled up feelings before, and it's not good for me for many different reasons. And just definitely letting out those emotions if you want to, but sometimes it's just good to have a good cry. That's something I'd say. I'm trying not to be militant and negative and forceful in these conversations, so I'm just trying to be myself, and I'm not trying to impose my beliefs on other people. Hopefully it doesn't come across that way, because I don't want to be that person. So that's what I'm going to say, and it's been a pleasure talking to everybody today, and hopefully this has been a resource that has been helpful. It's going to be up everywhere on my LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, wherever else my socials are.
LinkedIn, that's the one.
Yes, LinkedIn. Definitely going to go on LinkedIn because it's work related. So it's been a pleasure. It's Susannah from Always Angelic Aspialis. Be different, not less.
And Charlotte from Charlotte Ward YouTube.
Yes, so thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you'd see one of my other resources very soon after this one. Thanks everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.